What inspired you to start playing?
Well, I guess my family was always musical. My dad was in a lot of bands growing up and played a lot of instruments and did busking and wrote his own music. And my mother was musical as well. She was big into dancing and playing the piano. So I kind of grew up around music, and I always loved listening to music when I was young. So one day I just thought, why not start playing?
You are known for having a wide range in terms of the different songs that you play and different instruments. Is there one instrument or aspect of your music that you prioritise or try to prioritise?
Well, I suppose the instruments I play the most are the guitar and the piano. But I suppose I try to prioritise the guitar because I'm the most experienced on the guitar. I write most of my songs on the guitar because I find it really easy to make a melody on the guitar.
Stick with what you know, kind of way.
Yeah, so...
I see, yeah. You've had great success doing both covers and writing your own lyrics. Did you experience any difficulty at first when starting to write?
To be honest, a lot of difficulty because I'm a very emotional person. I feel a lot, so it's very hard for me to get feelings in my head onto a page into a way that makes sense with music. So when I started writing music, I just kept getting blank and could not figure out exactly how to express what I'm feeling or saying. But as time went on, I think I have improved.
Okay. I was a big fan of your song Closed Curtains. Using it as an example, what's your creative process? How do you bring your ideas to life?
Well, some of my ideas aren't exactly personal experiences. Some of my songs, I would say, definitely come from the heart, whereas some of my songs are stories that I've created in my head, or maybe stories of people I might know that I find intriguing. So it really depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm in a good mood, I'll create a story. If I'm not, then I'll write about what mood I'm in. It kind of depends.
All right, it's good to kind of change it every now and again to do things from different perspectives. Yeah. Do you find that you get different reactions to your original work as opposed to when you cover existing songs?
I suppose people kind of prefer listening to what they know. So if I'm busking and playing cover songs, I'd probably get a lot more attention because, you know, they know the song, they can sing along. Whereas with my original songs, they're very unknown. So I suppose I'm a lot more kind of popular when it comes to cover songs.
All right, well, let's hope that doesn't stay the case for too long. You've also taken to the streets a lot. Did you experience difficulty when you started busking, and how would you overcome it?
Well, I experienced a lot of difficulty, to be honest, because growing up playing music, I was very shy. I kind of, as years went on, became a bit more confident because I played music a lot. But I went through a phase where I just could not play in front of people at all, and that was around the time when I started busking. So I kind of found it really hard to know the fact that people are actually listening to me, and you're overthinking. You're like, oh my God, am I not good enough? Or do I sound bad? You know, is my guitar bad? So it was hard at first.
How do you think you are different as an artist now as opposed to when you first started playing?
I guess I've gained a bit more confidence because when I started playing guitar around 11 or 12, I'd never played in front of anyone before. I was very shy when it came to music. And now I've had the opportunity to be able to play in multiple places, play with different people, learn more instruments. And I think it kind of gave me a boost to be able to play so much music.
And indeed, like, we're very fortunate to live in like an era where it's very easy for a musician to put their voice out there kind of way. What do you think would be different if not for streaming and the internet and things like that?
I think if the internet and streaming music wasn't around, a lot of artists that we know today would not be around. They'd be just regular people going about their lives, because I think the internet is great to showcase all the different genres and variety and different creative minds people have. So it's really good to show people's musical creations from around the world and make them known.
Well, that's very good. What has been your highlight so far since you started playing?
I think my highlight has been definitely playing on the toy show when I was 14, because I tried 3 times and the first 2 times failed, and ever since I was a baby I was saying, oh, I want to be on the toy show, I want to be on the toy show. So eventually when I found out that I would be able to be on the toy show, I cried. So it was definitely the best moment and a big achievement.
How much do you think personality affects the success of an artist? Is it all about the lyrics, or is there a lot to be said about the person behind it?
Well, I think a lot of the lyrics that are sung by a person is how someone is feeling. You know, a lot of singer-songwriters write about their own experiences and their own feelings. So I would say the person behind it would be just as important, because you get to know their creative process and why they're writing the songs they are, why they're using the language they are, and just how it all works.
I see. Have you ever thought that you made a mistake, or that you should change how you do things in some way?
A decent amount. I would be very shy with my voice, because I've been told I have a very quiet voice and that I should sing up, and I've tried. Or I'm a very quiet guitar player, so I've definitely tried improving and taking constructive criticism, but I never really changed too much other than trying to improve my voice.
I see. So just kind of refinement is kind of the way that you're thinking. I suppose kind of a very different question from that. What do you think has been your best work, and why?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't really like my own work, but I suppose my first song I ever wrote was Thoughts, and that was when I was 13. And I was very proud of that song, because it was the first time I actually could relate to something I wrote and could actually, put my emotions into a song, because it meant so much to me. So that song means a lot to me.
And I suppose kind of in that regard, what are your inspirations? Where do you take influence from there? And when do you think it's appropriate to do your own thing as opposed to copying what you like, I suppose?
Well, some of my main inspirations would be from all across the board. I listen to music like My Chemical Romance and Green Day, and then the next minute I could be listening to 80s pop music. But I suppose my main inspirations would be Avril Lavigne, Melanie Martinez, the 1975, people who kind of have their own unique style and their own unique way of songwriting and music production. But I wouldn't try to copy them in any way, because I think it's very good for a musical artist to have their own unique style of music. So I love them, but I would try not to copy them.
I see. Suppose, bringing it down a bit further, who are your favourite Irish artists?
Well, I do love Sinead O'Connor, and I'm a big fan of the Cranberries.
So this show is probably a good one in your mind.
Oh, yeah. I like Picture This as well. I think there's a lot of good Irish music out at the minute. Irish musicians are definitely making themselves known in the past year or so it's really good.
Well, I want to thank you very much for coming on. But before we go, what would you say to someone who is interested in performing but doesn't know where to begin?
I would say, I know it's very hard to stand up in front of people and kind of be vulnerable singing or performing and then feeling like everyone's judging you, but you just have to forget what people think and just do whatever makes you happy, because at the end of the day, music is a language in itself. You can understand what a person is saying, even if they're speaking a different language. So it's your way of expressing yourself. So I would just say have fun with it. Try not to, worry about what people think, and just be yourself.
Right, so thank you very much. I think plenty of people will take that on board.
Thank you for having me.
I just want to thank you very much for coming on, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thank you. Well, it seems that we're running out of time, but before we go,